the show in Raymond, Cobain went on an important journey to Olympia, Washington, a city filled with punk rockers. He lived in Olympia with his girlfriend at the time, Tracy Miranda, who supported them both by working in a cafeteria. Cobain didn't have a steady job, so he naturally didn't have a steady income. He usually slept until noon, ate something, and then played the guitar for hours. That year, the band played at one party after another, and they later often performed at the Community World Theater in Tacoma. At the time, Cobain never took money for performances, because he thought that playing for free would give him more opportunities to perform and gain experience. The band never had a fixed name throughout all that time, they changed names at every show. It wasn't until 1988 that Cobain finally named the band Nirvana. In Buddhist terms, Nirvana is the realm one reaches after getting past the cycle of endless rebirth and worldly suffering. By renouncing desire, constantly meditating, and practicing spiritual devotion, believers strive to achieve nirvana in order to be free from the pain of life. When asked the meaning of it, "It means attainment of perfection," replied Cobain. After the name was finalized, the band first gained attention in Seattle. They recorded 10 songs in a Seattle studio. That studio's founder recorded the songs on tape and gave them to Jonathan Pohlman, founder of the Northwest independent record label Sub Pop Records. Pohlman took an interest in Nirvana and invited them to perform at the label's monthly Sub Pop Sunday show. It was the opportunity Cobain had been waiting for. On the day of the show, they arrived 4 hours early, and Cobain threw up from nerves before the show. After the show, Pohlman suggested releasing a single with the band. Cobain was looking forward to releasing a single, but Sub Pop Records disappointed Cobain. Due to Sub Pop's financial crisis, the release of the single was repeatedly delayed, going from June all the way through October. At the end of October, Nirvana played a party at the K-Dorm of the Evergreen State College in Olympia. During the show, Cobain unleashed unprecedented passion, even smashing his guitar at the end of the show, winning the hearts of many fans in Olympia. The show also made Nirvana the most popular band in the city. 3 weeks later, the single Love Buzz was finally released. The single sold well, and the band began receiving gig offers. The Rocket wrote a review of the band that praised the single as an amazing debut, and Sub Pop Records began talking to Cobain about making a formal album. All of this proved to Cobain that the band was getting better and better. In their busiest year, 1989, they performed 100 shows. This also represented Cobain's gradual progress toward professional music. They performed at universities, theaters, clubs, and they also toured around. At the same time, they released their first official album, Bleach. During the tour, they couldn't stay in motels, because they didn't have enough money, so they slept in vans or at the houses of friends who were in the music scene. To make matters worse, they often had to choose buying gas over buying food, which worsened Cobain's stomach issues. His stomach condition would stay with him for the rest of his life and ultimately have a significant impact on his life's path, which we'll discuss later. In 1990, the band was continuing to tour and becoming more and more popular. Their audiences grew larger and more enthusiastic. Shows would sell out completely. 400 people once showed up for a club that only held 200. All of this was a sign that the band was growing in popularity.